We're touring an open concept home that has tall ceilings in the living room, tall ceilings when you first walk in, and so many different upgrades if you decide to build this plan from scratch. Stick with me for a great home tour. Now, this is the Weston plan built by Coventry Homes. We're in a community called Parkside on the river in Georgetown, Texas, and I'm going to talk all about this community. I've had multiple clients build on this exact street that we're on, some that have great views off their backyard, some that built around 3,500 square feet, around 4,000 square feet, and so many other options. And I'm gonna cover all of that here in this video to tell you not only the pros, but the cons. I'm gonna tell you about mistakes that buyers are making in this current market. And we're also gonna walk through the Weston plan with Coventry in full detail. Now, this specific home has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, is open concept. Right when you first walk in, you saw that curved staircase, that grand entrance. You also have open to the second story here in the main living area. And this home is listed at $899,000. Now, I mentioned homes that are built on lots with views. Obviously, this one backs up to neighbors, but I also have a solution for that. So let's keep that in mind. When we get back there, I'll explain what some of my clients are doing in their backyard to get a little bit more privacy back there or back up to greenery. Now, we're gonna start here in the kitchen. And for this home, what's pretty typical with builders is they use neutral colors. So they just kept everything light and bright. But obviously, once you change out some of these pendant lights that are here, you add hardware to the cabinets, this could look like a completely different kitchen. And I say that because for a lot of my people that are looking to build from scratch right now, they want to pick a lot of their upgrades. What they're looking at is building from scratch. It's going to take many months, which is great. I have a lot of people that have built their homes from scratch and currently have many people under contract building with various builders. But when they look at these inventory homes, they say, well, we like the open concept, it's just we'd make some changes. And then when they start doing the math on what they would change, it actually makes sense to buy some of these inventory homes because the pricing is very good compared to building from scratch. And obviously on completed homes, builders are much more motivated to get a buyer under contract on these homes that are already completed. Now you get a pantry there. We also get in this living room, a fireplace where they did a tile going all the way up to the ceiling. And by the way, there's some structural upgrades that we're gonna cover throughout this video to give you a really good idea of what you can do on this plan if you wanna build it from scratch. Now for the fireplace, you tell me what you think. Some people don't like this where the TV's off to the side. They actually had this in the model home when they built this in another community called Wolf Ranch. Some people don't like that. They want it more modern, like clean cut, like fireplace right here in the middle, and then space on either side to maybe put like a bookshelf or some sort of design element. But let me know what you think about that. Moving on to the dining area. I like the windows that are here. Coventry tends to do a great job with that. What you're seeing in the middle is a very typical builder grade light fixture. Keep in mind, if you don't like light fixtures like this, I have a client that built with Coventry from scratch on this street, and when they close, they put 4 chandeliers in. You just want to make sure that you have ample blocking done by the builder to obviously support the weight of those chandeliers, but that's very typical to do after closing. So kind of going along the lines of, if you don't like some of these things, great, change it. You have good pricing on some of these inventory homes, and that's the purpose of really getting them. Now, things that you don't want to do after closing are going to be like extending the patio, right? You don't want to usually tie in to the concrete slab that's already here. And the good news on this home is they already did it. The extension that they're doing for the concrete usually would end there, and they're just doing a little bit of a bump out, which at face value, it doesn't look like a lot, but I can tell you these things do make a big difference. Now, they also have a gas stub out over there for a gas grill, which I think is okay. You don't obviously want it blocking any of the windows. But what I'd love here is a place to plant some trees back there. So if you're not liking the lack of privacy, neighbors above you, then I would have to verify with the builder if something could be planted in those rocks But if you have to plant them outside of that, it's maybe not as ideal, just because then you're cutting into this backyard. Hey, real quick, I mentioned Parkside on the River has amazing views, and I want to show you my client's home that built their home from scratch in Parkside on the River. And I want to share with you that they moved from Seattle down to Austin, Texas. And I remember on one of their first phone calls when they reached out to me through YouTube, they said they've been watching my YouTube videos, and I tour a lot of homes with amazing views. And they said, you know what? They want to move down to Austin, Texas. They're excited for it, but they're really going to miss the beauty that's there in Seattle. They love the topography that's there. It's a gorgeous city. And I told them, don't worry, we will find something that's amazing. And we were able to find this lot where they did all these different upgrades in their living room, their kitchen, their primary bedroom, all looks out to this view. They can put a TV up on that wall. But most importantly, when they're going to sleep or right when they wake up, they can come out to this back patio and enjoy this amazing view anytime they want. Now, that's the good news for them, is they got this amazing view. They even sent me images of this view at sunrise, and it's absolutely gorgeous seeing the sun peek up over that hillside. But here's the good news for you. If you want lots like this, they're about to open up lots down the street from this home. And if you want access to those lots, you want to know what's coming up, go ahead and scan the QR code that's on your screen. If you're watching this on your TV, I have a free newsletter where on a weekly basis, I'm talking about lots that nobody else is talking about that are coming up months from now. Also, you can just click on the link at the top of the description of this video, and that will also take you to sign up for my newsletter. Get on my newsletter and get in touch with me if you want views like this. Okay, back to the video. Now, I will say, I've been around a lot of master plan communities. I'm gonna cover a few in this video. This is actually a very good usable backyard space just because you got space on either side of the patio and it's relatively flat. There is definitely a little bit of topography here in this community in general, but I would say it's very minimal for this specific lot, and a lot of people like that. Now, this home has been on market for a little bit, so they have to cut the lawn, but it's something they typically do obviously right before you close again so that it looks really nice and clean cut. Now, getting back into the home, this is where the upgrades are very interesting. So I had a client move from Boston. Shout out to them. They are awesome, and had a lot of clients call me from Boston. And what they told me they really wanted in their home was an area to have both their parents and in-laws stay with them on the first floor. Now, obviously, they wouldn't do that in this room, which is the game room downstairs. You see some windows. There are no closets in here. There's no full bathroom. But at the time I'm recording this video, there is a structural upgrade where you can turn this into a generational suite. And all that means is this area next to the windows becomes a sitting room. It's just a room with a small closet. And then there would be a wall right here. And then there would be more space going down in that direction through that wall. And you would have a bedroom and a full bathroom. And what my clients loved about this sitting room is their workout area. They wanted their workout area on the first floor because the kids were upstairs and they know they're never going to go upstairs and work out, especially after their kids go to sleep. And then they also wanted a bedroom, 2 bedrooms downstairs along with their primary bedroom. So 3 bedrooms total. So they elected to do that upgrade. And that was a great upgrade because I think it's unique. Not many plans offer that on these types of lots. And this is one of the few plans where I saw that we could do 3 bedrooms down without moving to a 1-story plan. My clients really wanted tall ceilings. They also wanted some space between the kids and adults, right? Like kids take over the second floor and adults get the first floor. And so they told me that that's what they really valued, and they loved building this plan from scratch. Now, obviously this is the utility room. We already saw the pantry. I'm going to show you the garage, and then stick with me. We still have a study downstairs, a second bedroom downstairs with an in-suite full bathroom. And then I'm also going to talk about more upgrades that you can do in this home if you decide to build from scratch. Now, the disadvantage of this lot is you do have neighbors behind you that were above you, which you saw previously. But a big advantage that you have when you're built a little bit lower is, do you see how that's the concrete slab? Obviously, the home's built on top of that. You get a dropped garage, and that's a huge advantage for some people because of this. You get super tall ceilings in the garage here, and people have used that for storage, putting storage up here. I see this and I want to put like a basketball net, one of those Nerf nets for my kids to play in here. Or you could use this again for storage, right? The biggest thing I hear from people, especially those that are moving from out of state, is that we don't have basements here. So they don't have an area where they can just throw all their stuff. We also don't have huge attic spaces. Also, with the Texas heat, you probably don't want to be going up and down into your attic, because your attic becomes like an oven, especially in the summer. And so for a lot of people that are looking to move here, storage is usually not top of mind. It's not like a must-have, but once they start living here, they realize how big of a deal storage is, and that drop garage is a fantastic, it's not even an upgrade, it's just something that they have to do when they build these plans on a lot that is curved upward. And by the way, the neighbors also behind us do already have some trees planted there. I know those look puny, but I've been around a lot of production builders, a lot of master plan communities. My wife and I built about 5-6 years ago. And when we built, we got puny trees, and those trees are not puny anymore. They give us a ton of privacy in our yard, and we love it. Our kids play under the trees sometime, and those trees do get bigger over time in most cases. Now, what you can't change after closing is ceiling height. And what I like about these bedrooms that you see here is we have great ceiling height. In this bedroom, we have tile going all the way up to the ceiling. Again, we have very neutral colors in here. Usually, I don't recommend ripping up tile. It is possible, but things that I recommend my clients do after closing, if they really want something nice, is flooring. Flooring and accent walls, and light fixtures. So I mentioned previously that I had a client change out a ton of light fixtures in their primary bathroom. They told Coventry we don't want mirrors. So there were no mirrors here, and it's because they put a skinny mirror in, and then we did electrical for sconces on either side. And it looks unbelievable. Like, it looks like a completely different bedroom. Also, that same client did a third-party closet build-out. These are things that you don't necessarily have to do, but if you want this space to be transformed, you want to have a lot more functionality in here, there are some great third-party closet build-outs that can put drawers and all these things that make this place much more functional. Hey, real quick, if you want to see lots that are available here in Parks on the River, at the time I'm recording this video, you can build here back into greenery, back into beauty, and there's so much of that here in Parkside on the river. Now, if you want exclusive access to lots that are coming up months from now, go ahead and scan the QR code if you're watching this on your TV, or click the link at the top of the description of this video, sign up for my free newsletter, and I'll send you lots every single week. Back to the video. Now, if you're wondering, where is the wood piece that's here? They don't put it in. It said they believe that if you hang dresses, those dresses should go all the way through those boards. So I get a lot of people that are like, I hear from a lot of builders, they're like, man, people keep telling me we missed out on the boards, and then they argue about the boards in the closet. And so I tend to tell my clients that are building exactly some things to kind of, set the expectation of what they're getting, so we have less of that. Because the worst thing I see is when building is when you don't have proper expectations set, then all of a sudden it seems like a very bad experience, but just nobody ever told you these things. Now, this is a powder bathroom. Oh, by the way, let me know what you think about that. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing that they don't provide that piece of wood there on the bottom shelf. But I am saying that is something that I'm well aware of, being around a lot of new construction. And by the way, my name is Raj Sahu. I don't think I introduced myself. The name of my channel is Raj Sahu, so I think you'll probably figure it out. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders. So I don't work for any of these builders. I really just provide an unbiased perspective to all my clients. So when they reach out to me, they want to know who's good, they want to know who's bad, they want to know the pros and cons of all their options. I just give it to them very straight. And my team and I are really good at understanding our options, because we've not only done a lot of work with clients building from scratch or buying these inventory homes, but we've also gone to the meetings. We go to the new construction meeting, pre-construction. We go to the pre-drywall before the walls go up. We go to all these meetings and really get to know the builders, and it tells us the quality of their work, especially when we are touring these homes while they're under construction multiple times. Now, getting back into the plan, we are in the second bedroom downstairs. I just toured the study that was here that had a good tray ceiling, which I think a lot of people appreciate. And that study had also good windows off the front of the home. But this is where I think this plan stands out as something unique. We have a in-suite full bathroom, and to get this bedroom and full bathroom on the front left of the home, and then you have the primary bedroom and bathroom in the back left of the home. And then you have that other option that I keep telling you about, that generational suite could potentially go in the back right of the home. You end up getting 3 bedrooms down on an open concept 2-story plan, but they're all still private from each other. And that's huge, right? So many people tell me they want open concept, but then they can hear their whole family throughout their home. They can never get away from each other. And hey, I have 2 kids. They're aged 3 and 1. My wife and I love our kids. But one day when they're a little bit older, maybe like a little bit older, like next year, we want a little bit more privacy with dinner. Like when we're cooking dinner, we want them up in a game room, kind of playing with their friends or with each other, with their cousins, and we don't want to always be around each other where we feel like we're living on top of each other. Also, I love my parents. My parents immigrated here from India, and they provided what I believe was a great childhood. I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, and my parents worked really, really hard to provide for their kids. Me being one of them, I also have 3 older siblings, and I want them to be comfortable in my home. Like the next home I buy, I have to have a place for my parents. It just feels like the right thing to do. And by the way, that's not for everybody. It doesn't mean that you have to. This is just my perspective, obviously. And I love the idea of having them on the first floor, even though my parents can go up and down the steps. One day, maybe they won't. And that's a bit of a terrifying thought. I mention it a lot in my videos, but these are the conversations I try to get people to talk about, even the difficult ones, because when you're making a big purchase like this, you don't want to buy it and then try to sell it a year later because you don't like it, or you're outgrown it, or you don't have the rooms in the home that you really, really wanted. And so I guess this is all driving a point of unique plans like this are things that I really like exploring. And for this plan, I think it's overlooked. I think it's a bit underrated for these reasons. Now, this game room is also overrated. And don't worry about the windows that are looking back at the neighbor. Worry about it if you're planning on buying this home. But if you're looking to build from scratch, there are some great lots that you can build on. And one of my clients built one of those with Coventry in this community of Parks in the River. They had an incredible view. I'm so excited for them because when they closed, they took a picture of sunrise off the back of their home, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous, like unbelievable, the amount of beauty that's there right in their backyard. Hey, real quick, I want to show you the lots that are coming up as available right down the street from my client's home that you saw previously that had that amazing view off the backyard. Now, it's not like you always have to have amazing views, but I think that's what's drawing so many people to the Austin Metro. And so if you want more lots like this, I'll say it again, there's a QR code here that you can scan that gets you exclusive access to lots that I'll send you on a weekly basis, or click the link at the top of the description of this video. Back to the video. Now, back to the plan, we have a couple bedrooms on this side with a full bathroom accessible from the hallway. At the time I'm recording this video, there is a structural upgrade to put a 5th bedroom and full bathroom, and that would be in this direction. So obviously that wall wouldn't be there then, there still would be a wall, obviously separating the 2 bedrooms, but there would be more space beyond that wall for that bedroom and full bathroom. Now, I do say at the time I'm recording this video, just as a simple disclaimer, these builders do change these upgrades as time goes by. They do try to make them better and better, generally speaking. But you do want to double check these things before, contracting on a home, because these structural upgrades, as soon as you sign a contract, put down a deposit, you have to pick your structural upgrades usually right on the spot. They don't change those, because as soon as you sign that contract, they're sending everything in right away for permits. And once that permitting process starts, you can't stop it. No builder's ever going to go back and try to get re-permits or new permits. It just takes way too long. And sometimes it's because there's so much new construction, these municipalities like Georgetown, Texas, are backed up. Like you see all these new builds all across here out the window. When they have so many new permits being submitted, that can be backlogged at the municipality. For example, one of my clients built here in Parks on the River, and I think the permits took about 3 months at that time, which was really long, considering the market had pulled back a little bit and we were buying at a great time. We had a really good price. I negotiated great incentives with the builders because I know where to push. My team and I are constantly negotiating with builders almost every single week. And I thought, we would get permits back soon, like maybe a month and a half, and then it took 3 months. And the problem with that is you can't start construction on the home until permits get back. And so that can be really annoying when you're waiting for like a backlog at the municipality. But that was the Weston plan. Let me know what you think about this plan, and also backing up to neighbors. For some people, that really bothers them. For others, it really doesn't matter as much. Or you're okay with just putting in landscaping, like I mentioned before, to try to get you that privacy. So there are options there. Now, if you love the idea of building from scratch, you want to see great lots that you can build on here in Parks on the River or other communities, go ahead and click on the website at the top of the description of this video. Get on my weekly newsletter where I send out lots that are coming up in the near future that nobody is talking about. Also, if you want to work with my team and myself, we are always excited about new construction options that are coming up in the market. You want to get on that list for all of our clients, getting insight on what's coming up. Go ahead and just shoot me a text on the number at the bottom of the description of my video, or on my website. You can also book a call, and I'd be happy to discuss your options, and my team and I can definitely take care of you. Now, if you want to see another home for sale, go ahead and click right here. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.